Hey, what's up everyone, Instinct here, and as some of you may know, we recently bought ourselves a GBBR, aka a Gas Blowback Rifle, and as for today we're going to talk about how to maintain it for longevity and smooth operation. But first, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell button, share our videos, make sure to visit ReconBrothers.com for our monthly quality giveaways, and have a look at our shop, shop.ReconBrothers.com, for your quality tactical gear. As a GBBR users amongst you may know, it requires more maintenance than an AEG. Now, when do you have to clean it? Well, in general the rule is that if the system is getting more resistance, which you can feel by pulling the charging handle, you need to clean it. Now, how often to clean it depends on where you use it and how you use it. We in general made the rule to clean it every 1 or 2 games, just to be safe. Now, why do you have to clean a GBBR? Well, it's very simple. The first reason is, if you don't, the system will function poorly, and the second reason is you will create more wear and tear, and eventually something will malfunction. By the way, this also counts for a GBB pistol, so if you require a guide for that as well, go check out the link we've placed in the description down below. So, let's get started. The first step is to disassemble a gun. Do this by separating the upper receiver from the lower receiver by removing the pin above the pistol grip in the lower receiver. Once this is done, you can cant the upper receiver 90 degrees and then you will be able to remove the front pin as well. After that's done, you take out the charging handle and the bolt. Next up, clean the charging handle and the bolt with a rag until clean dry. Do the same for the upper receiver, and for harder to reach spots you can use Q-tips. Now that you've cleaned everything, it's time to start lubing. For this we recommend you to use Teflon gun grease or a heavy silicone oil, because other oils may harm your rubber parts. Use the grease or oil with a clean rag in order to lube the charging handle and the bolt, but remember to not use too much or you'll make a mess. Now when it comes to the bolt trigger mechanism and the buffer tube, you can clean it if you want to, but most of the time that won't be necessary as it doesn't get as dirty as the bolt does. Now if you have cleaned it, you can use heavy silicone oil in order to lube it again. Now that you have cleaned and lubed everything, it's time to start reassembling your gun. Do this by placing the upper receiver canted onto the lower receiver and push back in the front pin. Once that's done, you will be placing the charging handle and the bolt back into the upper receiver, then close the system and lock it by pushing back in the back pin. Next up, pull the charging handle a few times in order to spread the grease or oil inside the system. Let's talk a bit about the maintenance for the longevity of your gun. Spray some silicone oil into the nozzle seal of your magazines and bolts after a few times of usage, or when you're about to store your gun for a long period of time, so these parts stay well lubed. If you do so, make sure to shoot a couple of times with every magazine you've lubed in order to remove the excessive amount of oil. But make sure to put off your hop-up unit so it doesn't absorb too much silicone oil. After you've done that, make sure to clean your inner barrel, and if you don't know how, well, check out the link in the description down below. Lastly, you probably already heard people say that a GBBR is only as good as its magazines. For this we have some tips as well. If you are using green gas magazines, you want to keep them fully pressurized in order to prevent leakages, and this way they will last you for years. For CO2 usage, you overall need to lube the system more often. What can help is to place a drop of silicone oil on top of the cartridge before inserting it. This way the gun will be lubed when you're shooting. Unlike with green gas, you want to remove the CO2 cartridge, otherwise the pin will deform into that specific cartridge, and when using other cartridges your system will leak. So now you're all set to fully enjoy the realism a GBBR has to offer. We sure hope you learned something, and if you did, make sure to like, subscribe, put your comments down below and share this video with your buddies. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.